Morning E-Dirt, Hollywood Smith here, rolling out to the event. Just changing up the look and feel on Hollywood Hills here every single time we do a show, trying to keep it nice and fresh for you guys. And also just to show you that I'm up there at Stupid O'Clock with you guys, with you beautiful folks that love going out and racing and following the events that I do. Yeah, it's a commitment, isn't it? You know, 4:30 in the morning, the alarm goes off, you're like, really? Anyway, I'm like you guys when you go racing. I've got my kit laid out, I'm ready to rock and roll. So rolling up to cover the opening round of FJX, very cool tour last year to be involved in. They've kind of squashed their tour but condensed it in a nice way. Last year they had 6 rounds of the Farm Jams and 3 rounds of the FJX. This year they're going to be running 3 rounds of FJX, that's the Enduro Cross, and then 3 rounds of Enduro as well, all running under the FJX banner. So this is the opening round, so heading up to Middelburg to see what those guys have got laid out for us. I've already seen some of the spy shots. I know how good the tour was run last year, and I know that they'll be hoping for a real good entry. They said rain or shine, but you know, I kind of hope it stays raining. It's an extra challenge. I've got my brolly, I've got my waterproofs, and I think the track is very raceable and rideable. Nice open section at the beginning to make sure that no one's banging too many bars and everyone can get into the man-made obstacles nice and clean. I'll report back a little bit later on the day and tell you who the key players were, tell you how the day has gone, and I know that Fricky Stroh and the guys from Action in Motion will be giving us some absolute gold still pictures. That said, I'm going to be trying to pick up some moving pictures out there as well. I said to you guys last week that I was going to introduce you to another one of the big bangers on the team front. Well, it is a big banger as well. The proudly Bidvest Yamaha squad. Powerhouse. One of the top big 3s as far as the teams go. And they signed up and they inked 3 new deals this year. So, in fact, yeah, 3 new deals. There's only 1 rider on the squad that remains from last year. I'll start with him. That's Blake Goodsight. A rider who is currently leading on the World Enduro Cross Tour, and that's obviously running across there in Europe on the junior side of things. He got picked up last year. He was running his own program. Proudly Bidvest decided to pick him up and give him support on SA shores. They do give him support overseas as well, but he has to run some slightly different colors on his bike, but still going to be running on SA shores in the Proudly Bidvest colors. And he'll be out there running local enduro cross, local enduros, and whatever other races he decides to go to. But you know, he's a rider you can't bet against. He does very, very well at pretty much every event he goes to. He's become a very technical rider, and if he can walk away with the world title this year, that will be absolutely massive for him, for Yamaha, and for South Africa as well. So good luck, Blake. Good signing and a good re-signing on the Proudly Bidvest Yamaha squad. So to the new signings. I'll start out with Flanny. Carl Flanagan, a rider on the up and up, an absolute stellar 2016 season. He was probably one of the busiest riders out there in as far as travel goes and hitting all the races. He was on the National Off-Road Tour, the National Enduros. He hit Enduro Cross, he hit Night X, he hit about 3 or 4 of the international events as well. So to get him picked up by a factory squad, it was just desserts. He wasn't just out there doing the races, he was pulling results as well. So I think he was probably in talks with a couple of teams, and Proudly Bidvest Yamaha did get their hands on him first. He's going to be a comfortable rider on that Yamaha. He loves riding the 4 strokes. He's interchangeable between machines. He seems very comfortable to swap and change, and not too much of a fussy rider, kind of a get on and ride it guy, and does really pull results. So good luck to him. He's going to be on SA shores hitting all the events that he did last year, and he already spoke to me at the pits down at Dundee. He's got his eye on about 3 or 4, certainly the last couple of rounds of the World Enduro Cross. He'll be across there with Blake because he pulled podiums last year. You know, he's tasty. And yeah, unfortunately he's gone down at Dundee, smashed up a couple of ribs. Should be able to mend himself relatively quickly. Ribs is painful though. He's just going to have to ride through it and tough through it, and he'll be a little bit cheesed off that he had to throw away the first event of the year where he was riding under factory colors. But no harm, no foul. He'll be back into the mix soon. Another cool signing for 2017 for the Proudly Bidvest Yamaha squad was one of the high school riders, high school champion from last year, in fact, Stefan van Deventer. Super strong rider on enduro and off-roads, and a bit of a change in mindset for the factory squads to start shopping early. And what I mean by that is it's very rare that we've seen high school category riders getting picked up on factory squads. Although it's something I feel that should have happened a couple of years ago, it has taken a while for the high school guys to get themselves into the zone where they're polished athletes and professionals as well. That's now happened. The natural progression has occurred, and Stefan van Deventer picks up his seat on the factory Yamaha squad. Not too much time on the bike. He comes off orange machines, so he's going to take a little while to get dialed in. That said, he's already busted out a big win at the opening round of the Dundee National. So we know that he's there. We know he's going to get very comfortable very quickly. We'll have to wait until the end of the month and perhaps next weekend's GXCC to find out how he looks as far as off-road racing goes. But yeah, I think he's a polished rider, and high school is a very tough category this year, as it was last year. But this year in particular, it's going to be gnarly, so good luck to him. For the senior side of things, Bruce May gets picked up. He was incredibly strong in last year's tour on the national enduros and the national off-roads. So I'm very, very happy to see him get a full factory deal. And of course, there were some holes left with Hilton Haywood stepping out and across to a different brand for this season after taking a couple of championships for Yamaha. And then obviously Denzel Talaga semi-retiring for this year as well. So very, very good to see kind of like an older statesman, but Bruce May, very powerful rider, very comfortable on the bike as well, knows exactly what to do. He's been on a similar machine under factory support rides for the last couple of years, so now he's on the big squad. So that's the guys running under the blue banner, and of course Blue Crew also kind of fall under the banner as well as their support rides, and it's a nice initiative that Yamaha have put together. But as far as the four-man factory squad goes, proudly Bidvest Yamaha, those are your boys to watch out for. Powerhouse, very, very big hitters. They're definitely going to be walking away with championships this year. Watch out for next week. I'm going to be introducing the next of our factory squads. Well, it's a semi-factory squad anyway, factory supported, and it's a very cool one as well. It's the Rad Motos Junior Development Squad for 2017. Watch out as we bring you some of the junior stars going forward. The rest of the things that we're going to be looking forward to, obviously last week I said how busy March is going to be. It really is. You know, we start out with a GXCC at Settlers next weekend. I'll be up there with you guys. The weekend after that, it's Gary Frank's EWXC number 2, and that's going to be up in Heidelberg. So pretty close for a lot of the riders, and we expect to see possibly some of the riders coming from KZN, as they did last year, seeing if they can come up and do some riding with us. After that, I've got a gap weekend, thankfully, so I'll take a little time out. The weekend after that, we start looking at Wild West for round number 2 of the National Enduros. I should be able to deliver some little teaser videos for you guys on that, let you know how the build up to that event's going to go. We know it's going to be absolutely huge as well. We had huge entries at Dundee. We expect the same, if not more, at a more local Pretoria Joburg event. And of course the guys from around the country will be traveling up for that one as well. Then at the end of the month, we roll forward and start clicking through the gearbox. Opening round of the National Off-Road Tour. It'll be a new look and feel. I am going to be working on that tour, just working with the management just to panel beat the deal. But I'm going to be up there with you guys. That's going to be Lichtenberg, and that's where we see the first round of the new look and feel. We did a tester last year with putting the cars, bikes and quads together at 3 events. It worked. Now the whole tour is combined. So we'll see everyone out there. It's going to be very, very, very cool. Also, make sure that you do get your entries in for the Junior National Enduro Tour, brought to you by T-Bone Racing, and make sure you get your entries in. That is just around the bend. We're about a month and a half away from the first round down at Cape Town, the doubleheader. I'll be with you kids and you folks down there on that tour, and I'm very, very excited about that one. Right now, I'm going to be signing off, and I will bring you back in a couple of hours all the action that's happened out at FJX. For now, second coffee going in, fog on the road, better focus on the tarmac. See you later. All right, so catching up with a couple of the factories down here. Hannes, normally we're seeing you on the quads, bud. What are you doing out here?
Really just enjoying myself. It's such a fun day. Leon did an awesome track today. Must be honest, it's something different for myself, but I'm doing quite well, I think. I'm really enjoying today.
Dieter, from your side, you went all factory on us this year, and then all of a sudden you looked like Taddy Blazuziak out there.
Yeah, you know, it's great being picked up by a sponsorship. You know, I worked hard last year to get here, and I'm just glad it's paying off, you know.
Well, Tax, I mean, FJX, we saw you rocking a couple of these events last year. You pinned out there. This has got to feel good.
It feels so awesome to be back in this format of racing. Yes, I'm having a jolt, but it's hard work and the guys are fast. I mean, Moritz and Erod have dropped the hammer and we got to put on some serious laps. Had a bit of a bad luck in my second heat now, stalled, prologue, crashed twice. It hasn't been the best start of the day, but can only get better and we're looking forward to the next heat.
This kind of racing, I mean, I was promoting this last year. You know, to see this many numbers on the first round, it's happy times, you know?
No, it's awesome to see the amount of people that come out and we just have a good time and the racing so intense. It's hard work. I mean, in 5 laps I'm dead, but yes, such a jolt and I can encourage everybody to come out here. It's such a good event.
It's name and shame, bag and tag. Who are the pros we need to get here?
Yes, we got a couple of them that we got to get out here. The fast stakes that at all the Enduro Cross events. I mean, somehow we got to get Flanagan up from KZN. Got to try get Cap out here, Goosen. It'll be good to see those guys down here.
And Blake, you guys are being called out. We'll see you the next one. So that was it. That was an amazing first round of the FJX here in Middelburg. We got lucky, the gods shone on us. It was a little bit rainy this morning, but you know, this sand and everything, it was just absolutely perfect for racing. You know, in the high school category, Krista Brain walked away with the big win, but it was real close racing. And pretty much hardly anyone walked away with a clean score sheet. Moritz Mering, though, in the pros was just absolutely perfect. Fastest in the prologue, fastest in heats 1, 2, and 3. He had a couple of challenges. He had Taki there, he had Airtime Bierkus, but he is now the man to beat at FJX. The rest of the categories are filled with a ton of intermediates, a ton of novice riders, and the juniors as well. Great to see such a big fielding coming out of the 65 and the 85s. But all I can say is, once again, FJX delivered. They've got a 5-round championship. Hollywood's going to be with you the whole way through. And yeah, I love coming to this place. It's absolutely perfect. Check out the images on Action in Motion. Fricky and all the people were out here taking some killer shots. But this is a cool tour. And if you guys have got gaps in your calendars, head on out here and enjoy it. I'm going to be signing off. Keep an eye on the press. And once again, go check out Rad, go check out Basefit, go check out Vans Racing, as well as the Sherco range and all of our sponsors who's helping us putting this, what we call Hollywood Hills, together. You know, 2017 is going to be a banger for us. It's going to be absolutely huge. Stay online and just enjoy the show. We're making it bigger and better every single time we go out. Cheers.